question, what is fear? First answer, fear is an emotion. Like joy, like sadness, fear is an emotion. Okay, if it's an emotion, what then is it? It's the expression of an attitude. So let's go deeper. If it's an expression of an attitude, what then is it? It's in fact the most important single thing anybody can do is to adopt a viewpoint. And fear comes from the adoption of a viewpoint. And that viewpoint is a concern about the most fundamental drive that any human being has. Bar none, the most fundamental. And that drive is survival. So fear is an expression of your concern about your past, present, or future survival. Think about it. You say, oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? Your focus is in the future. Oh, that was terrible. Last year, last week, whatever. Focus in the past. Oh, I'm afraid of this guy walking down the street. In the present. Still has the same origin, a concern for survival. The only difference is the degree of concern, the gradient scale, if you like. Now, shortly I'll be going to the board. I'll draw you diagrams so you can actually see how this works, but I'd like to give you a thumbnail sketch. As a child, we know virtually nothing other than mummy's there and there's an environment and we have food, we get milk, and as we grow and develop, more and more information comes into our universe from the physical universe. And we begin to learn, and we learn by experience to some extent, most of it. If the experience affects your survival in a negative fashion, you'll find you'll have fear. Good example, you walk along the street and a dog barks at you, and you're 3 years old. Unless you're incredibly stupid, there'll be some concern. Oh, what is it? Because it's a possible threat to your survival. So what happens is you record, as we do, we record every single experience we have in our lives. Now as you record this experience, you not only record what happens, you also record the emotion and feeling that is there, all the perceptions, and there's some 72 perceptions. There's a sense of heat, there's a sense of movement, there's light, there's dark, there's a whole range of them. And listing of them is really of no import. The important thing is that you do make a picture, if you like, of what happens. And in that picture contains all the feelings and thoughts and emotions. Plus you tack onto it, a bit like an add-on on a computer program, whatever decision you made with regard to that experience. So you have a filing cabinet, if you like. Well, in fact, you have 3 filing cabinets. And they're called your mind, for want of a better term. Now, the first filing cabinet is where everything is in order. And this is called the analytical mind, or the conscious mind, if you like that term. You are aware of your memories. Just think, when you think back over a pleasurable experience, how do you feel? That's right, you feel good. Because you recall the experience and the attached emotion to the pictures influences you again. But what about where you have a memory that you've suppressed to some extent, or it's gone into the unconscious mind because it was violent or it was unpleasant? We tend to shy away from pain. But have you ever gone into a situation where for some reason you felt uneasy, out of sorts, and what have you? Well, I can tell you, it's the black filing cabinet, if you like, where the pictures are not clear, the thoughts and memories are not clear, but you get the feeling. Well, that comes from the unconscious mind. And the unconscious mind has a couple of features you should know about. And the first is that you cannot exercise judgment in the unconscious mind because that requires you to be conscious. It is a totally stimulus response mechanism. In other words, let's say for example, as a child you saw a spider crawling across your hand, and it was, you know, big as a pony, and you terrible thing. And then as a grown adult, a spider crawls onto your hand, and you go, ugh, automatic rejection of it. And the odds are that you're not even thinking about that tiny little spider that's there, but the tarantula that wandered across your hand when you were 4 years old, that you don't even remember, but you get the automatic response straight away.